Good morning, folks. I just wanted to put something together for a lot of people, and something that I didn't know, and I wanted to share with you all as well. And that was how many different factions that the IDF is actually physically fighting in Israel. So when I got home from the doctor's appointment, after talking with some people there and asking them how much did they know about it, the general consensus was nobody really knew the answers. Well, come to find out, there's actually 8 different people, 8 different factions that are fighting Hamas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this information into a slide presentation, and I'm going to cross my fingers and hope this works. I'm going to try to play it and go through it with you, one slide at a time, because there are words in here that I cannot pronounce, and I ain't about to try either. So bear with. This is going to be doing this on the fly and see what happens. Here we go. How much do you know about Israel? And do you really know where the country is located? Is it a country? Is it a province? Or is it a state? Let's find out together. If you get something out of this, be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button and help us to create more exciting and informational type videos like this one. You ready?
How much do you know about Israel? Let's look at the country. That's your first myth. How much do you really know? Is it a country or province? Israel is officially the State of Israel. 1. Officially, the State of Israel is a country in southwestern Asia on the eastern side of the Mediterranean Sea. 2. Israel is the only Jewish country and the spiritual home for Jews all over the world. 3. Israel's population is 9.8 million people, of which 7 million are Jewish. 4. Almost all the other citizens of Israel are Arab, 1.2 million, and include Muslims, Christians 5. Israel's capital and largest city is Jerusalem. However, most countries keep their embassies in Tel Aviv, and is the home of the major airport for the country. 6. Identify where it is. The pink area is Israel, the reddish area is Palestinian territories, up top the purple is the UN buffer zone for peace, the top right is claimed by Syria but is still Israel. The Gaza Strip is Palestine territory, within Israel divided into northern and southern Gaza. The West Bank is also Palestinian. The orange include Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, countries which are Arabic. Who are the good guys and bad guys? Israel has been at odds with just about everyone at one time or another, stretching back to the Roman and pre-Roman times. Today there are 8 different groups who are against Israel. Hamas. Hamas has been in control of the Gaza Strip since a violent rift with the secular Fatah faction that leads the West Bank-based Palestinian National Authority, which erupted in 2007, 2 years after the IDF's disengagement from the coastal Palestinian territory. Officially called the Islamic Resistance Movement, Hamas is by far the most powerful and influential actor in Gaza. These are the people you see wearing the green headbandanas and waving green flags. They are the brains behind the operational strategy that takes place in Gaza, with engineers who've made the tunnel systems throughout the strip from north to south. Group number 2. Palestinian Islamic Jihad Al-Quds Brigades. The October 7th attack. Palestinian fighters bearing the insignia of Islamic Jihad's Al-Quds brigades moved towards the border fence with Israel from Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip on October 7th. While the Hamas movement led the unprecedented surprise attack, several other Palestinian factions announced their participation. Islamic Jihad is widely considered to be the second most powerful group in Gaza. Like Hamas, it is dedicated to Israel's total destruction and the establishment of an Islamic Palestinian state. But it has focused almost solely on military means, having no formal governance or administrative duties in Gaza independent of Hamas. In English, these are Hamas's foot soldiers, and the bullies on the block that have forced the civilian population to store weapons and ammunition in their homes along with tunnel entrances in them. If you argue, you die. There's no choice in the matter. Number 3. Popular Resistance Committees Al-Nasser Salah ad-Din Brigades. Al-Nasser Salah ad-Din Brigades, widely seen as the third most powerful faction in Gaza, the Popular Resistance Committees was established amid the Second Intifada in 2000 among former Fatah members and is believed to be comprised of a loose coalition of fighters closely allied to Hamas and Islamic Jihad. It's also believed to have close ties to Iran, and the group's logo closely follows the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps pattern similarly adopted by Hezbollah and other axis of resistance militia across the region. Number 4. Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, PFLP. Abu Ali Mustafa Brigades. The PFLP was founded as a Marxist-Leninist guerrilla group in 1967 to serve as a vanguard for left-wing partisans that view Israel and so-called reactionary Arab governments as proponents of Western imperialism in the region. Its military wing, the Abu Ali Mustafa Brigades, is named after the group's late leader who was killed by the IDF in 2001. This group often made international headlines in the late 1960s and early 1970s through brazen airliner hijackings. Like most leftist Palestinian factions, however, its strength has suffered over the decades from internal rifts, the rise of Islamist tendencies amid the fall of the Soviet bloc in the 1990s, and the domination of the political sphere by Hamas and Fatah in the 21st century. Still, the group has sought to cross ideological boundaries and channel common opposition to Israeli-Palestinian peace accords to maintain an active presence in both Gaza and the West Bank. It conducted a number of notable attacks in the early 2000s, including the 2001 assassination of Israeli tourism minister Rechavim Ze'evi and the 2003 Christmas Day suicide bombings in Israel. More recently, it has published videos of its fighters involved in the Al-Aqsa flood. Number 5. Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine General Command, PFLP-GC, Jihad Jibril Brigades. This group were the machine gunners in the white pickup trucks in the October 7th attack. The hang glider are here. The PFLP-GC broke off from the PFLP just a year after its establishment, seeking a more militant nationalist approach to fighting Israel and creating a Palestinian state. Its military wing, known for the past 2 decades as the Jihad Jibril Brigades after the late son of founder Ahmed Jibril, conducted high-profile attacks against Israel in the 1970s and 1980s using southern Lebanon as an operating base. Among its most notable operations was the 1987 surprise attack on IDF troops known as the Night of the Hang Gliders. In Lebanon, the group formed close ties with the powerful Hezbollah movement and participated in the country's civil war, largely in support of neighboring Syria. After a period of relative inactivity beginning in the 1990s, the PFLP-GC mobilized again to support Syrian president when civil war erupted in that country in 2011. More recently, the PFLP-GC has also claimed some operations in Gaza amid the Al-Aqsa flood on October 7th. Number 6. Democratic Front for the Liberation of Palestine, DFLP, National Resistance Brigades. The DFLP broke off from the PFLP in 1969, 1 year after the PFLP-GC's defection, and officially seeks to establish a classless secular Palestinian state in which Arabs and Jews could coexist peacefully. But the group has long shown a dedication to militant means. One of its most notable operations was the 1974 seizing of an Israeli elementary school, resulting in the deaths of 22 children in a firefight that erupted when commandos of the IDF Special Forces stormed the site. Like the PFLP, the DFLP participated in the First and Second Intifadas, though both leftist groups were and continue to be overshadowed by the Islamist Palestinian factions. However, the DFLP and its armed wing, known as the National Resistance Brigades or Omar al-Qassam Brigades after its former leader who was slain in 2021, has published videos showing its fighters active in Gaza and the West Bank. Number 7. Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades. Like the popular resistance committees, the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades were formed amid the Second Intifada in 2000 and have cooperated extensively with Hamas and Islamic Jihad in Gaza. The group has ambiguous ties to Fatah, sometimes purporting to act as its military wing, though Fatah has denied any official association. Other armed Palestinian factions, such as the Abd al-Qadir al-Husseini brigades, have also called themselves the military wing of Fatah, and the extent of their relationships with the organization and its many individual senior members remains a matter of debate. A short-lived amnesty deal was reached in 2007 that would have seen Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades fighters surrender their weapons to the Palestinian National Authority, but the agreement quickly fell through upon the arrest of 2 alleged militants by the IDF. Though named after the Jerusalem holy site at the center of the Second Intifada and numerous other flare-ups of Israeli-Palestinian violence, the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades has, like many Fatah, portrayed itself as a secular liberation movement. It has claimed a number of shooting and bombing attacks in Israel over the past 2 decades and has worked closely alongside Hamas and Islamic Jihad both in past operations and the ongoing war. Number 8. Palestinian Mujahideen Movement Mujahideen Brigades. Initially formed as a faction of the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades, the Palestinian Mujahideen movement broke off as an independent entity in 2006 after the killing of its leader, Omar Abu Sharia. With a more Islamist orientation than the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades, the Palestinian Mujahideen movement and its Mujahideen brigades have expressed close ties to Iran. It is also one of the most recent additions among Palestinian factions to U.S. counterterrorism efforts, having been blacklisted as a specially designated global terrorist by the State Department in 2018. Footage shared by the group in previous years has shown it flaunting naval and anti-air capabilities along with small arms and artillery during training exercises. When the Al-Aqsa flood erupted, the group announced its participation and has claimed a number of attacks on the IDF. The reality. After the slaughter of so many innocent civilians on October 7th, the IDF took action to secure the Gaza Strip by force. The tunnels were known, but not the severity of or the length that they went. It has been less than 100 days, and 65% of the strip is under IDF control both on the ground and below. There's still a lot more to do to secure the strip. Once secured, there are going to be many questions that need to be addressed. Where are the people going to go for one? The homes and business have been destroyed. It will take years to clear the tunnels and ensure that they are all sealed up once and for all. Every day, they are finding new ones, so this will be an ongoing search and destroy mission, along with clearing and recycling the debris that covers the landscape in an effort to rebuild again, just as Egypt and Israel both have done for many centuries before. We continue to lift up those in harm's way in prayer. We ask God to watch over all who live in Israel.
And there you have it. Kind of gives you an overview of who all they're fighting. It's not just one group, it's a whole bunch of them all tied in under that one name, Hamas. Because Hamas is the main brain and planning behind everything that's going on. And as you heard, 90% of these groups are all backed financially as well as militarily with arms from Iran. And the next problem that they're looking at currently is Lebanon on the upper north side of the border. They're gearing up and anticipating another group coming out of Lebanon under the flag of Hamas coming down with vengeance. And that'll be the next argument going on. This is not the first, nor probably the last, that Israel has seen from those neighboring countries. If you learned something today, if you just found out some new information, give us a thumbs up. If you like what we do here, be sure to subscribe to us, and we'll be more than happy to create more worthwhile and educational videos such as this. Until then, have a blessed day and enjoy your week, and continue to pray for Israel. Thank you.